You want to tell me why Krusty's on this bayou telling everybody how she's taking care of your baby? Because she's telling her friends that, okay? Because your stepmommy's out here telling everybody how she's taking care of your baby at night because you're not. So you might want to put her in check. I mean, don't don't do that. Don't put her in that kind of check. Just let her know what's up. Because if you heard the shit that she's been saying, there ain't no way you would be at her fucking house. You probably would have never left Ryan.
You heard it right, folks. The buzz down in the bayou is that Kristy Blanchard, Gypsy Rose's stepmother, is out here spilling tea, exposing and downright embarrassing her stepdaughter. Honestly, are we even surprised? Because I'm not. Let's face it, the thought of Gypsy stepping into the role of motherhood has always seemed like a potential recipe for drama. And now it looks like Christy is adding her own flavor to the mix. So, where's this piping hot gossip coming from? Enter Ivory Rose Grows Wild, a creator who's active on YouTube and TikTok and happens to live in the same area as Gypsy and her family. Now, I know what you're thinking. Just because she's local doesn't make her gospel. But let's be real, her proximity makes her tea a little harder to ignore, especially when it aligns with what people have been whispering for a while now. Ivory's claim? Christy has been out and about airing Gypsy's parenting struggles to anyone who will listen. Allegedly, Christy is saying Gypsy's version of motherhood is more about taking than giving, leaving her stepmom to shoulder the heavy lifting. And you know what? I kind of believe it. Why? Because Gypsy's upbringing was anything but ordinary, and that's putting it mildly.
Y'all, guess what? Hi, if you're new here, I'm Ivory Rose, and this is my page, Ivory Rose Grows Wild. I got some Gypsy on the bayou for y'all. Now, this is for a Gypsy. But, you want to tell me why Krusty's on this bayou telling everybody how she's taking care of your baby? Because she's telling her friends that. Now, I know you're probably not going to believe me, Miss Jippy Jip, but listen, you don't have to. But at least I know I'm putting it out there, okay? Because your stepmommy's out here telling everybody how she's taking care of your baby at night because you're not. So you might want to put her in check. I mean, don't don't do that. Don't put her in that kind of check. Just let her know what's up. Because if you heard the shit that she's been saying, there ain't no way you would be at her fucking house. You probably would have never left Ryan. I'm telling you. Now, I have to say this in all my videos, okay? But everything I'm saying is alleged for educational, entertainment, and informational purposes only. These are my thoughts and my opinions. But all jokes aside, she really is telling people how she's taking care of your baby. And I know you only just had her not that long ago, but it's just gonna get worse. That's all. Have a good day. Bye.
Let's rewind for a second. Gypsy spent her early life completely dependent on her mother, Dee, who did everything for her. Cooking? Cleaning? Laundry? Forget it. Gypsy wasn't doing any of that for herself, not for 24 years. And then she went to prison, which, let's be honest, isn't exactly a crash course in life skills. So, after years of dependency, Gypsy gets out and bam, she decides to have a baby. Bold choice, sure, but not exactly one backed by a solid foundation of domestic know-how. And it seems the cracks are already showing. According to some Facebook chatter Ivory referenced, Gypsy struggles with even the basics of daily life. Cooking a meal? Apparently she managed spaghetti once, but beyond that, her family seems to be doing the heavy lifting, literally and figuratively. Running errands? Paying bills? Forget about it. The word is she spends her days lounging around, sleeping, and, well, being catered to. But here's the kicker. Her behavior reportedly hasn't changed much from her prison days. One commenter went off saying Gypsy still acts like she's the center of the universe, expecting everyone to pity her and bow down. They didn't hold back, calling her manipulative, self-absorbed, and quick to play the victim. According to them, Gypsy will always find a way to make others feel bad for her while avoiding taking responsibility for herself or her baby. The real question is, what's next for Gypsy? Can she rise above her past and prove the critics wrong? Or is this just another chapter in her long history of playing the damsel in distress? One thing's for sure, the tea isn't cooling down anytime soon, and with Kristy Blanchard out here allegedly spilling the beans, it's safe to say the Bayou drama is just heating up. Watching Gypsy Rose's life play out on her Lifetime show is like stepping into a whirlwind of drama, manipulation, and self-centered chaos. It's all about her way or no way, and her infamous temper doesn't leave much room for compromise. Fans have been quick to point out how Gypsy seems to live in a bubble where the world revolves around her and her husband Ken. Rarely do you hear her mention anyone else, let alone celebrate other people's milestones or achievements. I would never have imagined that my life could change so much. Birthdays, weddings, family events, forget it. Gypsy doesn't seem to show up for anyone but herself. Now let's talk about her accountability, or lack thereof. Deep down, you know she's aware of her past and the damage she's caused. But instead of facing it head on, she seems to have convinced herself of her own lies. It's truly mind-boggling. People are out here hoping, almost pleading, that one day she wakes up, faces reality, and starts taking some responsibility for her actions. But for now, it's the same old story. Lately, the gossip mill has been buzzing with Gypsy's postpartum antics. She's been busy flaunting her body online, seemingly fishing for public validation, while people can't help but ask, shouldn't she be focused on her newborn? For a first-time mom, it's a strange look to prioritize TikToks and Instagram posts over bonding with her baby. The whispers don't stop there. Ivory Rose Grows Wild, a local creator and self-proclaimed tea spiller, has been stirring the pot with claims that Gypsy's stepmother, Kristy Blanchard, is out in the streets venting about how Gypsy isn't stepping up as a mother. Allegedly, Kristy's frustration stems from having to pick up the slack, doing chores, cleaning, and possibly even handling the baby more than Gypsy herself. And honestly, it's not hard to believe. Remember that clip where Gypsy's dad, Rod Blanchard, found her asleep in her messy bedroom? He had to wake her up and remind her to clean her room. If she can't keep her space tidy or handle basic responsibilities, it's not a stretch to imagine that adding a baby to the mix has been overwhelming. Not just for Gypsy, but for everyone around her. Here's the kicker. Ivory believes Kristy's so-called love for Gypsy might not be as genuine as it seems. Sure, Kristy has publicly declared her affection and loyalty to Gypsy, claiming she'd never speak ill of her stepdaughter. But Ivory suggests this love might be more about convenience and money. Let's not forget, Gypsy is reportedly footing a lot of the family's bills. Could this financial dependence be why they tolerate her behavior? Ivory argues that if Kristy's love were real, she wouldn't be airing Gypsy's dirty laundry for the world to hear. The theory gains traction when you consider how quickly Kristy's frustrations seem to spill into public spaces. If her love for Gypsy were truly unconditional, would she really be out here dragging her name? It all feels a little performative, as if Kristy's patience with Gypsy has run out, and now she's venting to anyone who'll listen. And then there's Ivory Rose Grows Wild, the local content creator who's been spilling all the tea. Living in the same Bayou community as Gypsy, Ivory has become something of an unofficial correspondent on all things Gypsy Rose. Her latest revelation? Gypsy's stepmother, Kristy Blanchard, has been airing her grievances about Gypsy's lackluster parenting. According to Ivory, Kristy claims she's been left to shoulder much of the responsibility for the household and the baby. If true, this aligns with a long-standing narrative about Gypsy's inability to manage even basic tasks. Let's not forget, Gypsy's upbringing was anything but ordinary. Her mother, Didi Blanchard, famously controlled every aspect of her life, leaving her without the skills most people learn in their teens, like cooking, cleaning, or managing responsibilities. For 24 years, Didi catered to Gypsy's every need, and when that chapter ended, prison didn't exactly provide a crash course in domestic life. So when Gypsy decided to have a baby, many questioned whether she was prepared for the realities of motherhood. And now it seems those doubts weren't unfounded. The infamous messy bedroom clip only adds to the narrative. When her father Rod found her napping amidst a chaotic room and had to remind her to clean up, it painted a vivid picture of someone still struggling with basic responsibilities. Fast forward to today, and it's easy to imagine how adding a baby to the mix might overwhelm someone already lacking in essential life skills.
It was about her and Ken, you know, just want to throw a joke in there. I don't think Ken would touch Christy with a 10-foot pole. Hi, Gypsy, good morning. Clean your room. Love you. Anyway, so yeah, all good at the Blanchard. Good on point. Later.
But the drama doesn't stop there. Ivory has suggested that Christy's love for Gypsy might not be as genuine as it seems. On the surface, Christy claims to adore Gypsy and supports her publicly, but Ivory believes this love could be more about Gypsy's money. With Gypsy reportedly covering many of the family's expenses, there's speculation that financial dependence is what keeps the family dynamic intact. If Christy truly loved Gypsy unconditionally, would she be out here spilling tea about her to the community? It raises questions about the depth of their bond, or lack thereof. The tension seems to be reaching a breaking point. As Ivory points out, Christy's patience may be wearing thin. If she's the one cleaning up after Gypsy and handling the bulk of the household duties, adding a baby into the equation could easily push her over the edge. The whispers in the community suggest that Christy is starting to voice her frustrations publicly, no longer willing to shield Gypsy from scrutiny.
Oh, jippity dip dip. You know people have cameras, right? People know who you are. Gypsy, if you didn't know, you're famous. If you're out in the Publix, people are going to see us. What the hell is the new town you moved to? Mistreat Me? You moved to Mistreat Me and everybody knows it's. You must still be with Canninator. Is Brian move in with you? Is my Ryan's there? Don't lie. Listen, everybody. I know Krusty said that she's taking care of the baby at nights. That's true. And I'm doing it in the mornings, okay? Gypsy's not doing her parts. And that's about it for now. So she's doing great in motherhoods. She's taking names, okay? I'm just saying, we're all supposed to help out. And it's just me and Christy doing all the works. Brian's still missing. He comes home sometimes. And no job Ken and Gypsy just keep having funs. When do me and Christy get a breaks? We want to have funs. Oh, and Gypsy, I heard people are sniffing around about where you're livings. And it ain't me, baby. Clock that twice. I don't know what I'm saying. But that's some tea. Bye.
And where are Gypsy's parents in all of this? Ivory has questioned their involvement, or lack thereof. Why aren't they stepping up to guide and support Gypsy during this critical time? Their absence speaks volumes, and it's hard not to wonder if their so-called love is as performative as Ivory claims. At its core, this saga isn't just about Gypsy's postpartum behavior. It's about a deeper pattern of dysfunction, entitlement, and manipulation. Gypsy seems stuck in a cycle of seeking attention and validation while shirking the responsibilities that come with adulthood. Critics argue that her actions don't align with someone who's genuinely remorseful or committed to turning over a new leaf. And let's not forget the elephant in the room. Where exactly are Gypsy's parents when she needs them the most? In one of Ivory's videos, she raises the question of why they aren't stepping up in a meaningful way to guide or support her. Could it be that the cracks in their so-called love?
How dare Christy and Rod sit there and act like Gypsy is their priority? They love her so much. Where were they when this supposed abuse was taking place? Where were they? They were nowhere. Isn't it funny how all of a sudden she is their priority? Because they made up this story, a profitable story, and now she is their priority. We all heard Rod say it's all about the money. It's all about what they're willing to pay for. And so now they will sit here and they will defend her every move because it's all about the money. This whole scam is all about the money because, again, where were they when she was this supposed victim? When all this abuse was going down, they never cared. But now Gypsy's the center of their world. In my opinion, that whole family is banking off this story that they made up. And Gypsy, she plays the main role. She gets to play the victim. Just saying, there's that.
are starting to show? At the end of the day, this Gypsy Rose saga is far from over. Whether it's her online antics, her strained family dynamics, or the growing whispers of dysfunction, one thing is clear: Gypsy's life continues to be a spectacle, and the world can't stop watching.